Here we go. Ty si pil, že je piatok večer burger, že jo? Ja to poznám. Here we go. Du-du-du.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Glorious Ashes of Creation December development update. We hope that everyone has been well and safe. We are obviously super excited, and we're getting ready for the festivities. This is our final dev update of the year. That's it.
I know. Can you believe that? 2024 is coming to an end, and with what a climactic ending it is. As all of our audience, I think we have right now that is watching, I don't even know.
They're all waiting for the launcher to be fixed.
Waiting for the launcher to get fixed.
Jo, všetci čakáme na launcher.
Excited people to join the game.
Yes.
Just to give you guys a brief update, those of you who are waiting to get in, we are currently working on a fix right now. Our platform team is. There is some issues with the launcher communicating with the database. And we have a fix that is currently underway. And when it gets deployed, we will have testers restart their launcher to grab that fix. But that's probably going to not be ready for at least another 45 minutes to an hour. So I would say those of you who are standing by, welcome to the show.
Takže my sa ideme všetci dívať na stream.
For the next hour.
OK, ďalších 45 minút až hodina to pravdepodobne nebude fungovať. Takže ideme si užívať túto Margaret a Stevena.
The best we can on our end. But of course this is kind of wrapping up the year. I'm Margaret Crone, your Director of Communications, and obviously that is Stephen Sharif, our Creative Director. We have, as you can see below, our plan is to kind of go through some reminders and things. We'll talk a little bit
Befallen Forge ma zaujíma ten dungeon nový.
Befallen Forge, we have a little playthrough with our dev team that we did over yesterday with some folks live. So that was pretty, it got a little chaotic because there were so many players, but I think that you guys will have fun and enjoy some shenanigans and then a little
shenanigans.
So if you have any questions or things that you want us to talk about, obviously beyond the launcher, we're going to get that resolved. Feel free to pop those over to us. We'll be grabbing those. We have our content creator program manager is assisting today, and we also have CMs. So they'll be all kind of watching things from all the spaces, as well as our social media manager watching on our channel, our socials. So if you have questions, if you have thoughts, share them with us. We'll try to grab the ones that are, we're seeing the most of. But first and foremost, we have our YouTube subscriber spotlight. So I will switch over to show that on the screen. For this one, this was from DStorm24, and they want to know, they stated, I'm worried that even though I just got a new PC with great specs, that by the time the game releases to the public, that I may need to have upgrades all over again. Love seeing the direction, but also worried that
dedication.
By the time of release, they're going to be closing in on the next generation of engines, and the game may not be able to compete with the games that are being developed. I'd love to know other people's thoughts on this. I know this was a discussion that was going on YouTube, but I know that we have some answers on that front. So, Stephen, if you want to talk kind of a little bit about engine development, how we decide what to upgrade, and then also just, what they can expect on the min and specs.
I mean, one thing I would say is that if you currently have hardware that you're playing Alpha 2 with, we are going to improve our optimizations going forward. So if you're running Alpha 2 well right now and your hardware that you're running feels good, I would expect that for the game launch that is also going to be the case, and will likely run better as we continue to optimize our graphics and our art that we've implemented into the game. I would say also that when it comes to like engine upgrades, we are still a project that's very much in development. So we're going to continue to update alongside of Unreal Engine as it continues to update. There will come a time in the project where we stop that and we settle in on a particular version of the engine, but that time has not yet arrived.
Yeah, the time that arrives will probably be closer to launch or post-launch, right? I think, to give people kind of an estimate on that.
For the engine upgrade you're talking about?
Yeah.
The engine upgrade would happen. Us stopping the engine upgrade would happen before launch. So, sometime before launch. Yes.
Gotcha. Just to give people like timeline understanding. And of course,
Jo,
we do want to
enjoy, všetko
remind
tam
you
dáš na low a
that we do
spustíš
have
to.
the
ale-
wave bundle packs or the wave bundles up. We took down, the first wave. Obviously, we have the second and third still available for folks if you're interested. Phase or wave 2 folks will be able to get in. The second wave folks will be able to get in with today's update. So yeah, if you have Alpha 2 access, as we get our launcher resolved, things will be moving a little bit more smoothly and you'll be able to get in and play and have fun. Reminder though, of course, that we are in a testing phase. Everything is a true alpha for us. So expect it to be buggy. If you do encounter any of those issues, making sure that you use /bug and reporting those things to us. If you have any feedback, we have forms
Classic, I
available,
enjoy.
and there's some forms that we've made that are like focus testing. So if there's anything that you have feedback on those fronts as well, kind of sharing that information with us would be helpful as you play through throughout the holiday. And I don't know if we want to talk a little bit about how we've expanded it, but we are going to keep things up. Originally, we had stated that phase 2 would be a 5-day testing phase. We will be extending that for the holiday, so we will be keeping things up till January 6th at 10 a.m. Pacific. So please enjoy the extended time. We will be taking down realms at
Toto
2
je
a.m.
absolútne
Pacific
super
for
hype.
North American and 2
Proste sa to
CET
nebude ani
for those of
vypínať,
you in
môžeme
Europe.
hrať furt.
So we will have auto
No, to je
refreshes
nádhera.
that are happening. Those downtimes should be about 15-20 minutes. We're not going to make a big announcement for each of those. It's just a static thing that will be happening. So making sure that you guys are aware of that. So if someone logs in and during those times, be like, hey, that's just the auto restart that is happening. It's just going to allow us to keep things fresh and make sure we don't have any memory
And
issues.
to expand on that, normally we would keep servers up and continue to soak them and observe them. However, Intrepid Studios will be on break for December 20th and until January 6th. We'll have a skeleton crew, obviously, that'll handle issues as they emerge over that period of time. But
Okay.
in order to alleviate some of the potential soak issues that we might experience normally, given that we have a majority of the studio out for the holidays, we're going to do this restart, which should be relatively short, as Margaret said, but that will help to alleviate some of those issues.
And obviously,
so
I know
there's
what you
more
mean by
support.
soak, but as we
Oh,
kind of
I
share
apologize.
information in regards to development, do you want to explain kind of like what that means for folks who
Yeah,
maybe
sure. Yeah, I'm
don't
sorry.
understand it?
Yeah,
No, you're
yeah.
good.
Absolutely. So soak testing is just basically, extended periods of time where we keep services up and running, we keep the servers up and running. And over that period of time, issues can arise because you're allowing things to run for an extended period of time, essentially. That's really what soak testing is, letting people hammer it
večer,
over a long
Iraxi.
period of time. When we restart the services, when we restart the servers, it's kind of like, those issues can be alleviated. And what might be a memory issue over 4 days worth of time now doesn't arise because we've had that restart session within a 24-hour period.
There you go. And we also would like to remind you all that we do have a dev discussion going up, or that has been up. It is in regards to music in MMORPGs. We'd like to know kind of like, what are your favorite songs in MMORPGs and why? Kind of give us the vibes of what has made them feel great for you and how do they make
Mám
you
rád, keď
feel.
tam je epic
how
hudba
fun
pri
are
nejakom
music and
bossovi, no.
ambience to you,
A
and what
minimálne ambient,
examples
akoby
from your
v
favorite
tých
games
dungeonoch,
demonstrated this the
mega
best.
dôležitý.
And of course, we do have another one that will be coming up in the new year, and that is going to be in regards to spells and abilities. And I know folks are going to have feedback on that front, so prepare yourself for that one coming up next. But we always love your guys' feedback. We always put together these great reports for the development team, and they've been utilizing that. I think a lot of the time it's just making sure that we're all on the same page, and for the most part, that has been the case, which has been nice. Nice to see that what we're planning to do in development hasn't really been too far from what you guys are wanting. And with that, I'm going to kind of switch us to the next topic, which is
Aha,
Alpha 2. I know that's why y'all are here
let's go.
anyway.
Poď,
But on that front, in regards to Alpha 2,
povedz
Phase
nám niečo,
2,
Margaret.
we kind of wanted to chat a little bit about how Alpha 2 Phase 1 went for us. So I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about what we got from that, Stephen, what kind of information we gathered, what the team has utilized that with, or how the team has been utilizing that as we move into phase 2.
Yeah, absolutely. I made a post about this a little bit earlier. I plan to probably write something up that's a little bit more detailed over the break and share that with the community. But where we started back on October 25th and where we are today is obviously a world of difference. And I think those of you who have been testing with us throughout that phase 1, even though we still have bugs, it's sometimes it's hard to remember that we are still in an alpha. I think that's both a blessing and a curse. It speaks, I think, to the quality, at least of the systems and the features that we have available right now.
And I think also on the support side, because we do really help a lot with a lot of things, and we're very involved with our community. We are also not in the state of having in-game GMs who are fixing every little thing yet. That is something we do want to do down the line, but we're still in alpha. So kind of bearing with us.
Všetci by chceli všetko instantne, klasicky, pohoda.
Yes, so I was
Máte
just going to
čas,
say
Ego.
that where we are now, it's hard sometimes to forget that we are an alpha, but we are. And we're still going to have bugs, but we came a long way since October 25th. Now we are nearly 60 days later. And in that time, we've definitely seen some crazy stuff, seen some funny stuff. I've really been enjoying watching the Ashes moments. Shout out to them on YouTube where they capture a different, players experiencing strange, funny bugs and, engaging in fun social activities together. But we had on day 1 massive walls of death and mount issues and caravan issues and the ability to log in, get disconnected, not be able to create characters. There were a lot of bugs, and I think you guys saw as a cadence for us as a studio on the daily releasing patches that are addressing these bugs, releasing on a bi-weekly basis, content updates. This has really been a benefit and a boon for the development team to kind of switch gears into this live service type alpha setting, which has really lit a fire, I think, not just, for you guys as players watching the product progress, but for us as developers, supplying these changes that make the game better and make the game more stable. And being able to see, how that interfaces with your testing community in a live setting is something that is very unique and not a lot of developers have an opportunity to experience. But I will say it has been an experience for us, one that we've really cherished and enjoyed. So big kudos to all of you out there who have been participating in testing. Yes, sorry, whoops, hold on. I'm just getting messages about this thing.
You're okay.
Just to update you guys in the audience, because the fix that we are because the fix that we're going to be implementing right now for the login servers is still going to take perhaps another hour. What we're going to do is we're actually going to bring the servers down right now, and we're going to wipe the progress for a new start at 1 p.m. So just updating you guys
Takže
live
keď
as we
dostal
come
logo,
to
na
this.
chvíľku tam
Multi-messaging
farmil,
before
tak má
folks that are
hovno
not
aj
watching
tak,
this as well.
nice.
So,
Nice, dobrý.
Ryan's going to be doing that
Ale
for stream
ďalšia
right now, but,
hodina.
just wanted to give you guys an update that it is going to take a little bit longer than we anticipated for the fix. So we're anticipating now an uptime at 1 p.m. And we should have that fix in place.
yeah, and we were keeping things up because we were trying to sort out what the issue was, but we figured out what that issue is, and now they're working to resolve it.
Sometimes as issues arise, obviously we want to take a little bit of time to diagnostic, to check, see what's going on, in order to understand, what the fix is that we need to employ. And sometimes those fixes don't cover all of the issue. So it's a little bit of a process. It requires patience on your guys' behalf so that we can effectively treat and diagnose the problem and come to you with a solution.
Yeah. So we're doing it live. We always try to keep you guys
Absolutely.
informed. This one's a little different because you're getting a live reaction versus us kind of typing to you, which is also
I've
very
got the
similar.
sun like right in
I
me.
know your lighting is always crazy because because Steven has a giant window on the side of like his
I feel
desk.
like I need angels in the background.
I'll just every time that you light up sing for you.
Yes.
Yeah, so obviously, like Steven said, we have been taking your guys' feedback, looking at the data that's coming in from phase one, and kind of assessing those things, making changes. I'll go over some of the things that we are implementing and changing. I'm not going to go over every single thing in the patch notes, but you should definitely check out our update notes. We've been pretty thorough about them, even during the intermediate updates that we've had between the big ones. We've also been keeping people informed of what changes have been coming, as well as what you can expect on the big highlight front. But a couple things that we wanted to talk about were maybe like a couple bugs that we did fix over the time frame in phase one. And if you guys really like this, maybe we'll make it an actual segment and we'll provide some video so we can all laugh about it, and talk a little bit about on the dev end how we fix things. So we'll do one serious one and one funny one. And if you guys like that, let us know. We've always been kind of sharing our development process with you, so we thought that might be nice. But give us feedback on it, and if you are like, this is stupid, don't take up time for this, we can can it too. But one of the things was that was a little bit more serious is that players were able to kill non-combatants without gaining corruption. We know that this was a problem that you guys were experiencing. People were really upset about it. And I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about how we resolved that, Steven.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Which one was it again?
This is when
bug?
players were able to kill non-combatants without gaining corruption. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying non-combatants.
Non-combatants, yeah.
Combatants.
So we actually have a relatively complex system that governs our alignments in game, because there's a lot of complexity to those alignments, right? There is alignments that can change on the fly when you participate in an event, events that you may not even have agency over, right? If you're part of a guild or you're part of a node and a war begins, there are also opt-in events such as caravans that can change your alignments with other players. There's an open world flagging system that can change alignments with other players. And because of the hierarchy of complexity that exists there, sometimes wires can get crossed, code can get a little bit wonky, and you can experience issues where those alignments aren't properly reading as necessary. So we saw a few different alignment bugs. This was one of them where you could kill players. We saw some bugs where the alignment wasn't persisting when you would cross server boundaries. You weren't getting that value floated across the boundary. There were a lot of different issues that we saw with alignments. Luckily today, with phase two starting and near the end of phase one, we've gotten a lot of those alignment issues addressed. So they're much more sturdy now.
Cool. And then the next one here was more of a funny one. Well, they're kind of two bugs, but we were able to solve them kind of with the same solution. Well, semi with the same solution. We had an issue where, well, it wasn't really an issue. I guess we implemented it this way for the lulls and kept it in internally for development. But when you attack the duck, they would like cry out and make bear sounds, which was really funny. And then, of course,
that wasn't a bug. That was intentional.
They did that intentionally. And then chickens and pigs and ducklings, when you would kill them, their textures would get all stretched and look all funny. I know a lot of people were having a lot of fun with that, which was really...
We also had some mounts that were doing that as well. When you would jump with them, they would get all wonky and flappy, and their proportion would get out of stuff.
Zaseknutej mounti.
I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about the solution for that for currently, or what our long-term plans are with some of those things, like maybe some things we will keep in that are funny, or if we're going to try to stay more serious on that front.
I definitely think we're going to keep the ducks in that have voices of bears. I think that's for sure something we want to keep in. The ducks may be small, but they are truly mighty in spirit. So I think it's only appropriate that we keep the audio in that's for them right now.
Jednoznačne.
And And for farm animals generally, we are making it so you can't kill them, so you won't be able to see the crazy textures. But eventually, we will be resolving that. It has to do with something on the AniBP side, so we'll resolve it. But in the meantime, we are disabling you from murdering the poor chickens, pigs, and ducklings. And moving on to Alpha 2, Phase 2. What you can expect from a high level. We did go over some of this stuff in our previous update, but confirming kind of which features did make the cut and which didn't. So we'll kind of start with the races.
Ja sa teším na tých giantov. Jednak na dwarf, samozrejme.
Absolutely. So we have the Dünir and the Vaelune that will be a part of the launch for Phase 2. The 2 new races are online.
Enjoy, ty vole, tak to budeš vyzerať.
We had some testing, of course, over this last week, where we invited our Phase 1 testers to participate in scale testing there, and I saw a lot of different Dünir players. I think the majority of the server were playing on Dünir, so it was fun to look around and not see anybody until you look down. I think people are going to be enjoying these 2 new races.
Yeah, I know there's definitely some guilds that are very Dünir focused, so they're going to be excited for that.
90% serveru budú dwarfovia.
They're a little undressed compared to the dwarves that we have. So people are like,
they're much more relaxed. The Vaelune are way more relaxed. To be fair, I would dress probably more like a Vaelune than I would a Dünir.
Yeah, Stephen, good to know. I'm sure there's going to be some weird fanfic out there now. Not safe for work.
The other ones just look so clunky.
Hey, it's like a swimsuit.
Stačí tu dať iba Stevenovú hlavu sem.
Also, it's hot where they're from, right? Like, they're desert people.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is very true. Whereas the Dünir, of course, are more in the mountain.
Yeah, they're in the mountains. Look at that snow, you know? Beyond that, speaking of the Dünir, we also have the Befallen Forge, which is a new dungeon, and we are going to be showing a playthrough of that. So we'll talk a little bit about that when we get there. But I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to this, since we're going to go in depth later about this.
No, I think, of course, it's in line with the introduction of the Dünir, that the Befallen Forge comes online as well. This is obviously a large underground dungeonous complex that has a bit of lore to it. So the reason why it exists within the Riverlands, when the Dünir's homelands obviously are not in the Riverlands. There was some collaboration during the Tauran Empire time, which of course did not end well, unfortunately, for the Dünir that exists within the Befallen Forge. Their remnants survived, however, in a state that I don't think any mortal would want to be in. And now players have an opportunity to explore exactly what those Dünir were up to within the Befallen Forge and what unfortunate curse befell them. There is also an intended raid boss, world boss, that's going to be in the Befallen Forge. It's not there present, but this is an agent of the corrupt forces, a Dracolich by nature, that I think players are going to have a lot of fun engaging with.
Okay.
And of course, we also have. I have no idea why it just played that video. Apologies.
Pohode, Margaret, relaxuj.
There we go. We also have some new, everyone's like, what just happened? We also have some new nodes that have been added in the Sandskull Desert. We have an economic, military, and divine node that have been added, and we've kind of adjusted the world around these nodes. So if you are playing, you will probably notice that. So enjoy those new nodes and have fun with them. The next thing that we have up on the list is we did add the ability to purchase freeholds. And there's a few different features that you can play around with freeholds as well.
Za 100 goldov,
but it's not fully functional yet.
Yeah, just to give context here, obviously freeholds is a very, very, very large system. And so you're going to see this system come online in stages throughout phase 2 and even perhaps into phase 3 a little bit, some of these systems. Right now, what we have in place for the start of phase 2 is that freeholds exist in statically located positions throughout the world. They are accessible by players who have acquired enough gold to purchase them. You can interact with the freehold directly. I believe it's on the well, perhaps. I can't remember if they put it on the well or if it was on the house. But you can interact with it on a first come, first served basis in order to purchase the freehold. And when you purchase that freehold, initially the functionality of that freehold is going to be providing the ability to interface with the seed vendor and to create root balls which can be planted on the freeholds so that you can harvest those for different resources and inject them into the economy, along with some trees that can be planted there, and I believe perhaps some animals as well. Now, the farming profession is not quite yet fully integrated yet. So as a result, we'll be dual purposing, I believe, herbalism for the time being until we get the other pieces in place. There is a home on each of the freeholds as well, different types of homes. So as I said, some of these larger systems, we want to get the base components and or functionality in place for players to start engaging with as the full feature and the full system comes online. So this is the initial implementation, and we'll be working towards the full design, which we've discussed in the past, and you guys have seen demonstrations of over time, over the course of phase 2.
Yeah, and I don't remember if you mentioned this already, Stephen, but it does require you to be level 20, and it does cost 100 gold on top of that. So just making sure that people are aware of the requirements on that front.
Awesome.
Yeah, so beyond that, we also have marketplaces and marketplace vendors that have been added.
So this is a core component, obviously, of the economy, something that was missing all throughout phase 1, which is the ability to easily list and sell your goods. A lot of people talked about the desire to have more prevalent copper and these rarer resources being more available. And obviously part of the reason why that request was made was because there really wasn't an easy avenue for players to trade with each other outside of chat or your guild structures. Whereas now comes the initial implementation of the marketplaces, where players who do acquire these rare resources will have an opportunity to list their goods for sale on the marketplace, and you will be able to see them. Now, I do want to caution, this is a first implementation of marketplaces. I think Alex and his team on the econ engineering side and the UI side have done a great job in standing this up, as has obviously the Freeholds team as well, the systems team. Mikkel and Chris and Jake,
start
especially.
listing names. You gotta list everybody. They're gonna feel left out.
Jake, I've just got to say, Jake, Kyle, Aaron, they pulled some heroics landing this over the course of the past few weeks, even in its initial implementation for freeholds. So just want to give a shout out to the development team because they've been pulling some long hours, even as we come to a close here in the holiday season.
And that goes out to
make
everybody.
sure that players have this. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the whole Intrepid. Get some little hearts in chat for the Intrepid staff. That would be nice. I know they would appreciate that. We
Já myslím, že makali jak svine, aby to jsme to mohli mít takto. Minimálně k nám dáme srdíčko.
Jake on the freehold side did a lot of heavy lifting there, and Alex on the marketplace side did a lot of heavy lifting as well. So all the team, has been, of course, kicking butt over the course of these last few months. And I think you guys can share in seeing that as they see updates come to the game and the game get better over time. Marketplaces, of course, I do again want to caution, this is an initial implementation of the marketplace system. So it's possible there may be some bugs. There's a lot of outstanding functionality on the UI side. Obviously, any good marketplace or auction house is going to be heavily driven by the UI, search functionality, all that kind of stuff. That's going to come later in phase 2.
Okay.
But this will stand up at least an initial implementation of marketplaces, which gives us the opportunity to trade your goods while being offline.
Yeah, and we're already gathering feedback. I know there was a lot of people
offline.
I can't. It's great that we can search the description that random people come up with, but we want to search for item specifics and things like that. So
that's intended. That's in the design.
Yeah.
It's just not in place yet.
Yeah. So your feedback, we're pulling in a lot of its functionality. Like we said, generally a lot of the feedback that we've been getting is feedback that's already features that we want to implement. There hasn't been a lot of like new ones, but we all, of course, would love for you guys to keep giving us your feedback because we want to make sure that we're hitting the nose on like what you guys want and the features that you want. So continue to provide us with feedback. Generally, our UI as a whole that has a lot of love that it's still going to get. I know that we get a lot of chat requests and things like that. So there will be more stuff coming down the line. Just hang out with us, bear with us as we continue to make the product better and better as we go forward. Some other highlights here, and it's really just one last one, is, we do want you guys all to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, whatever you celebrate. We did add a little bit of holiday spirit to Vera. I know some people don't like that because they don't want it in their game, but we're having a little fun for our alpha. Obviously, as we get into the world of Vera, when we launch the game, there will be probably holidays that focus around Veran holidays instead of like IRL holidays. But just kind of having a
I don't know.
fun.
I'm digging the Christmas trees. I'm digging the Christmas in game. To be honest with you,
Look at us, Steven and I got our hats on.
I'm down.
I got a little snowflake shirt.
I think the Scrooges that don't like it, they need to humbug themselves into a better spot mentally.
Yeah, there's definitely been some vocal people who are like, I don't like this. This is, you're breaking my immersion.
That's
so
cool.
we
That's
understand.
okay. You're not going to like everything. It's all good.
But we're having fun. It's we're making a game. We're having fun, you guys. So and then of course, as a reminder, if you want to know the full list, there's a whole bunch of things that we have updated and added and changed in regards to characters, archetypes, combat, enemies, NPCs, artisanship and economy, caravans, nodes, mounts, quests and events, freeholds, visuals, audio, interface, and general issues. We've been fixing things and adding things. So if you want to go check that out, there are details over on our update notes. We also have a list of known issues, and we'll continue to update those things throughout as we see more problems arise. But maybe definitely checking that before you put in your /bugs. But if you put in a bug that's a duplicate, we'll find it anyway. We'll deal with it.
And I do just want to expand real quick. I know that there's a lot of people talking about the wipe at 1 o'clock and whatnot. Just to give you guys context for exactly what happened. There's around 28,000 to 30,000 people that are trying to log into the game right now, and only around 400 to 600 got in across the realms. So obviously, there's a lot of people that had plans.
30,000 ľudí chcelo lognúť na alfatu.
Clean and we start again at 1 o'clock.
Pustilo to 600 ľudí.
Devoted, but names that are getting reserved, people that are getting head starts, it makes sense to me. It's not a hard thing to do. Now, people are talking about, our server sizes as well. And I know there's a lot of conversation about the number of servers that we had. I just want you guys to know that our approach when it comes to server concurrency, we had some very successful wins over the course of the last few weeks when it comes to network configuration. We feel pretty confident that our servers right now can handle a concurrent load of around 5,000 to 6,000 per realm. And as we watch those queues get a little too high, we're going to potentially introduce new realms. And for us, that's not a very difficult thing to do. So it only makes sense that we kind of preserve
Takže oni
the
začnú tým jedným
population
serverom,
and the
ale
density
možno
at start,
dajú
in order
nejaký
to
nový
ensure
akoby
that,
realm potom.
1 month from now, we still have good values on those
Ale je
servers
dosť možné,
when
že EU
testers
budeme
get a
mať
little
iba
bit
jeden aj tak.
fatigued. So
Som zvedavý, tam
keep
bude
that in mind.
20,000 queue, ty vole, a zahrám si v nedelu.
The economies on those realms, and
Zapnem teraz queue a zahrám si, keď prídem po Vianociach.
You've probably seen those things happen in a lot of other games in the past. Obviously, we're still in an alpha phase, so that stuff isn't necessarily going to be as important for us, like merging realms and things like that. But we do want to have healthy populations on those in order to get the most data for us on our end. But that's not to say that if we feel we need to open more realms, we will, right? And that's an easy thing for us to spin up. It takes us literally minutes. So it's not, just to be clear, that is not on the table if we wanted to put it out.
Okay.
And then the final thing, wanted to kind of talk about what we're looking for feedback on and phase 2. If you kind of want to give folks a little bit of information on that front, Stephen, and then we'll get into Befallen Forge.
Yes. So, obviously we're going to continue the work on stability and
Čo od nás
performance.
chceš?
That is going to be an ever ongoing thing that we do across the phases as a whole. But in phase 2, you're going to see some more focus around balance, as well as the new systems and features that we're going to be implementing. You're going to see some expansions of the playable space in the world and the new nodes that we're going to be bringing online. You're going to see some more player-centric systems like sieges and expanded war systems, and some developed guild systems that are going to be coming online in place. These are all things that we're looking to continue to flesh out in order to see how they interact with each other. And then on top of that, we're going to be having obviously testing on our PTR when we get back from break. That's going to be testing out some of these additional features that are necessary on the game systems that we're implementing. And you're going to be seeing those come online. Some of you have already seen a little bit of a sneak peek through some of the data mining that's been done on our rogue. Some of the abilities I know got leaked out, and some of the content creators were talking a little bit about those abilities for the rogue. You're going to be seeing the rogue come online as well.
Yeah, I think they're on the wiki too.
I know. I'm going to say. And then obviously after the rogue, we're going to be working on the summoner as well. So we're also going to be seeing additional races come online as we get through the work of making sure that our different armors are accessible by all the races. That's something that's going to be coming online as well. And then you're going to be seeing nodes get to level 4 and start to utilize the vassalship system. Those are obviously very important parts of the node system as a whole, which we're very excited to see. As part of this phase 2 launch, you're also going to see nodes take a little bit longer to come online. That's going to be in part due to some scaling that we've done on the node experience acquisition. But also some of the nodes now exist within an area of the world in the Sandsquall Desert that is much higher in level than the Riverlands. And so as such, we've implemented this tiered kind of ranking now of node experience gathering, which is important to understand and for us to kind of inspect. So that's all important stuff.
Yeah. Going to be a lot coming in, and like we said, we'll keep you guys updated. If you have purchased Alpha 2, you should have got an email yesterday, as well as if you purchase now moving forward or upgrade, you should be getting an email on how to download. But basically log into our site. There's a little download button once you log in and you actually have the Alpha 2 access. You should be able to see that and go ahead and get the launcher started. Like we said, we've changed the uptime. We're going to start at 1 p.m. Pacific now, but we'll keep you guys informed on all of that in our Discord news section for Alpha 2. That is the best way to get the most up-to-date information, is via that. We are working on getting a support widget in our launcher as well that will link to our X or Twitter, whichever one you want to call it. It's our support Twitter that we'll be keeping updates on as well. So down the line, that'll make it a little easier for those of you who are not interested in using Discord. But Discord is our best place for information on the moment to moment. But on the grand scale, you'll still get emails from us whenever phases and big updates are coming along. So keeping everybody informed on that front. If you aren't sure where your email went, definitely check your spam and junk.
Na Befallen Forge, ukáž.
Make sure that you
ten
put us
dungeon
as
enjoy, ktorý pôjdeme roztrať vejpu.
Email so that we
na
don't
väčšom
go
leveli
around
asi, akoby s partou.
Ale and with that, I think we move on to Befallen Forge. Goodness, I don't know if you have anything you want to preemptively say before we.
I like in chat, some people are saying that Steven's getting flashbanged. See, it's not just in game. Flashbangs exist in real life too.
Yeah, your lighting at one point was like so dramatic. That's why I was like giggling. I don't know if it came through my mic.
It's only during this time of the year I have these
you have ring lights and you have panel lights. You need to put them in front of you.
Well, I don't know if I can show it to you, actually. Maybe you can see it. There's like this light up there.
Yeah.
That just comes in perfectly into the room at noon and hits me. So
too funny. It's very dramatic. Now everyone's gonna zoom in on your monitor, your chat.
Oh no. Whoops. Did I show that?
Everyone's like leaks, like looking into it.
Make sure there's no code there. Okay, we're good. message me.
Did you have anything you wanted to preemptively say for Befallen Forge before I go ahead and pop that video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So,
just keeping the train on the tracks.
Yesterday, we did a playthrough in the Befallen Forge. I was joined by, of course, our lovely Margaret, as well as our developers, Jeremy, Jess, Nathan, our producer, as you may know, Planendorf, QA, Anastasia, along with Bill and myself. This is a large dungeon. And we wanted to kind of show you guys, a little bit of a sneak peek, obviously, at the dungeon, because it is higher level. So it's going to take you guys a while probably to get to a spot where you can actually exist within this dungeon. But it's a beautiful dungeon. And just take into consideration that what you're going to see now is the worst that this dungeon will look. Right?
It's still going to have more improvements. And there's going to be more content added to it. We talk a little bit about some of that content too, little spoilers as well.
Absolutely. And so this is a fun little look at that. Keep in mind, everything's a work in progress, of course, but this is live in Alpha 2 right now, along with treasure maps, by the way, and you may find some treasures within these dungeon locations. So be careful. You never know.
Yeah, and if you have questions throughout, definitely ask them in chat, whether you're in Discord or
treasures.
Twitch. We'll be grabbing those. And
Enjoy, nezabudni lopatu dneska na celú noc.
Over on YouTube.
Vykopávať treasures, kurva.
Higher resolution, and then come on back over here for the Q&A afterwards. Pick your poison, whichever you'd like, and of course that video will be up over on our YouTube at higher resolution. For your future wants and needs. And then the full update we'll put up later today once YouTube and Twitch cooperate together. But without further ado,
to ti neotvára rouk. Toto je, akoby musíš mať treasure mapu, aby si fakt sa dostal k tomu treasuru, ale to nepotrebuješ na to niečo iné. Tak, tuto máme. Content. Befallen Forge. Až teraz sú tam pridané po novom. Enjoy.
Hello everyone and welcome to another day.
Ten vchod vyzerá epicky.
We have an exciting showcase for you today. We are just T-minus 20 hours away from starting phase 2 of Alpha 2.
Ten set, čo má Steven, tá hlava.
Getting a lot of content and new features ready for us to test. We are going to be showing off one of those big content expansions here at the Befallen Forge, and I am joined by some very amazing developers who helped bring to life what you're about to see today. Joining us,
tank, warrior.
Of course, we have the classic world team owner, that is Jeremy. Jeremy, how are you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good.
Welcome.
Ready to show this off, yeah.
Yeah, excited. I'm excited to see what your team has been cooking.
And
of course, we have one of our glorious level designers, Jessica. Jessica, I believe is this your first time on the show or second time?
First time, but I'm hyped.
Welcome. Very excited. I know that you've done a lot of cool stuff in here, and I think players are going to be excited to see that. We are live, by the way, on the production environment. Obviously, this week we've been doing some testing on prod, since last weekend was our last weekend of Phase 1. So you may see some players run through us. That is all cool. We're down to clown with some people on prod. If we get some strange, comments or whatever, it is what it is. This is where we are. But joining us as well on the design side, of course, is our director of design, Bill. Bill, how are you doing, buddy?
Awesome. Just ready to go in here and see what happens.
Yes, it's going to be exciting, I think. And then we have, of course, our lead environment artist, James. James, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. Excited to dwarf it up.
Yes, you are a dwarf it up. And now we do have some dwarves. I see our tiny little dwarves here with very strong legs, of course. I know.
Full dwarf parta to musí byť.
Well, our producer, Planendorf, a familiar face for many of you in the... Look at this, Steven. Give God shield, please. Planendorf, how you doing, buddy? Nathan, how you doing?
I'm here to chew bubblegum and channel mana, and I am not allowed to channel mana anymore, so I'm ready to have a good time.
Love it, love it. And then we have one of our glorious QA members, Anastasia, first time on the show. Anastasia, I know you have been finding all the possible bugs in what short period of time has been given to QA for this space. But welcome, Anastasia. How are you?
Thank you. Huge imposter syndrome, but thanks.
No, you've been doing a great job here. The whole team has. I mean, really, this is such a beautiful looking, just exterior even. And of course, this is the worst that this place is going to look. It's going to only get better from here. There's a lot of still polish that we want to do. There's a lot of set dressing that we want to do, and of course, lighting as well. But it is in a place where we expect players will be interacting with this throughout the Alpha 2 break, the Christmas break, which, by the way, we probably have already announced this, but we will be leaving the Alpha 2 servers up for Phase 2 through the entirety of our Christmas break, which starts on December 20th and ends on January 6th. I know that traditionally we had said that Phase 2 would be over a 5-day period of time, but things are feeling pretty stable. The team is feeling pretty aggressive, in which case we are going to be keeping things up over the whole break. So I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun playing. There's a lot of new systems and features which we'll be talking about on the live stream, but today we're going to focus in this video on Befallen Forge. So let's head in.
But we will come down at 2 a.m. for server restarts.
Yes, yes. Servers will be restarting daily at 2 a.m. Pacific time. For those of you, of course, who are late night owls, you will see that. Downtime is expected probably to be, less than an hour, but I don't know.
And I think it's 2 CET for the
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, got it.
Oh, you're good.
Okay. All right, so this is the Befallen Forge. I know that we have a lot of people following us. Is there a group? There is a group, but you're not in the group.
Just follow Jindrak because he's going to be our tank.
Oh, here we go. Jindrak, you are our tank.
Oh, so cool. Why is Steven leading?
Yeah,
why is the mage leading?
Well, I'm just looking at this stuff. I mean, this is kind of nasty. What happened to these people?
Why are we here?
Yeah, why are we here? What is this place, Jeremy? Talk to us.
All right.
Why are there so many dwarves?
Befallen Forge. Its original name was the Braithreach, and it was a collaboration with the dwarves and the humans to create a forge, because over on the other continent, over in Illyrium, the Tauran Empire was starting to cause a lot of problems. So they wanted to create this collaboration forge so they'd start cranking out some gear to fight off this army that's going to be coming their way. Then eventually, during the Great War of the Undying, the Taurans did come and take over this location and cursed everyone inside of it and then sealed it up. So after the war, the humans and dwarves weren't able to break the seal, and it was just us coming back from Sanctus and the Exodus that the seal's finally broken. So we have the remains of Taurans and Dunzinkel and aliens who were working this forge that have been cursed.
Damaged, Steve,
afterlife of maintaining this forge and creating cursed weapons and things out of it.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, I know. I mean, the forge obviously speaks for itself with all of this lava on the interior. I assume that they use
the lava,
for the forge's purposes. Let's head in. If you wanna grab one of these, or if you just wanna Leroy it, you're welcome to, Jeremy. Now, of course, this is intended for full parties. So, if you need to find friends, the entrance area, as is a classic dungeon maneuver to find groups and people waiting, but there's also some nearby. We're close to kind of New Ayla, and what is the other one? Is it House?
Joeva.
That's right. It's also a good place to pick up parties.
Yeah, so this is intended as a full group of 8. Everything you see in here is going to be 3 stars or more. So this is kind of a higher end dungeon for the Riverlands.
I'm loving. Look at
Aké
this.
sú levely tie moby, som si nevšimol.
Speaks Dünir to me. I mean, looking at the
Klikni na toho moba, Steven.
looking at just the shape
Taký má
language
level.
of the
To bude 20,
doors,
ale
and the
5 alebo
archways,
niečo, ne?
and the blocky nature of it.
Klikni na
It
ňo.
looks great. I'm loving this. The giant chains look perfect inside. Oh god, there's a grate there. I'll fall inside that.
25, jo.
These
Takže
Slagborn,
25-kové
they have a
levely.
lot of hit points.
Jako
70k.
max level.
You can hit hard.
To ich tam dobre
As mentioned
roztrhal.
with the grates, like the environment hazards are pretty spicy.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't even say it. So the grates back at the entrance area, those actually deal damage to you as well, right?
Yep, they do about 10% of health damage, but you can roll out of it as long as you're not like standing in it for a good manner, so you'll be just fine.
But we're gonna crank that up, right?
Oh, for sure. For sure. It's
Yeah.
going to be up to like 25% the next playthrough.
It feels pretty good, I gotta tell you. I think we've definitely brought some stragglers along
Yeah,
with
we've got
us.
some added firepower here.
Yeah, they're kind of helping. We have extra firepower for sure.
Let's get this patroller down.
That's
here.
good though. We
Yeah,
can make our ways a
26,
little bit
yeah.
deeper in the dungeon for the showcase.
True.
Yeah, and we're in a room right now that has one of the mini bosses, the Bellows Smasher. That's on the other side.
Oh no!
Ooh.
Oh god! Oh god! Help, healer!
Steven zdravčený
You guys are
healerov.
going around this
Yeah.
pillar. You all are on
Gear.
different sides of this pillar.
Dropol
so
gear
you're
tam.
making my job easy.
Zelený
So
gear
what
tam
you're saying is the
dropol.
level design is.
How dare you?
How dare you! Gotta be aware of your surroundings.
Nikto
Okay.
nelútne ten zelený
for this room
lút.
in general, even though the pillars do seem a bit perilous, they're definitely used for like cover, so that way you can tie up each of the enemies and the mini boss to kind of have some different tactics and stuff when you're raiding through this dungeon.
My bad. Sorry. Telling these guys to take their party down south. We will go north. Is this north? Yes. Okay.
There's in the middle of this room as well has the first showing of those cursed Dünir that you were mentioning, Stephen.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Where's that at?
Right in the middle. They're on workbenches as if we're working on different pieces and tools based on tech menus, manuals. Yeah.
You gonna pull one of these guys, Jindrak?
Nope.
Do
Got
we
it.
have to go south, or is there an alternate way for us to go?
How'd they get cursed?
You know what?
The
I'm gonna
Taurens.
actually separate from this group, and I'm gonna summon our party down somewhere real quick. Hold on. How about down here, Jess?
It's in the wall.
Where are you at?
I'm floating down into this area, kind of down in this section. I don't know if there's a place for us to go from here. There probably is. Let me summon you here. Hold on one second. There we go. I just pulled you off.
Okay.
Everyone back there is gonna die in 5 seconds.
That was crazy. Yeah, I was like
Všetci
feeling like a
poumerajú.
mad woman. I was like, oh my gosh. what
Even
happened? Why are we
next
taking
level.
damage?
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh,
Followed
that's
us.
I think one of our victims here followed us, yeah.
Oh, did they?
some creative pathing there. Yeah. Like to
Ani
see it.
Steven si nepríde na tie moby.
This happens sometimes when you're recording in a live test environment. But I think it's fun this way. All right, we got a little bit less of a hit point dude over here. Maybe we can kill him first.
he blinks around.
Oh, he does.
Strategies. What is this?
Got him. Okay, switching back. I love the aesthetic in here.
Ten dungeon vyzerá
Yeah,
pekne, no.
this part right here is
Zapol
definitely
si.
set up for
Oh my
later
God.
content.
Tebe klasika nič nepadne.
that?
So cool. With some damage right there.
Oh, the explosion after the cursed Dunirs? Yeah. They're spicy.
Now, where can we go from here,
O
Jess?
ne,
Now, from
explózie
here,
po
we're
smrti
actually part of a
neznášam.
later content portion push where this is going to be like a battle royale PvP session. But,
Wait, hold
Oh.
on. You can't just drop that bomb and not explain.
yeah. So, this part right here, the reason why it's blocked off is that there's going to be some a relic or some cursed armor. We'll see what flavor we're feeling. And once the players kill the final boss, both these areas, both the final boss area that's over here and the area of which we just came out of, the Bellow Smasher's room, will unlock, and there will be a timed event to grab the relic that's over here.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. And that coincides kind of with our node sieges as well, because obviously as nodes
Enjoy
acquire
ešte stále
those
to
relics,
akoby
it's incumbent
nedali tam
upon
žiadny news,
all the
takže
other nodes
zatiaľ
that are
nemôže
left
fungovať.
without to seek out how they can acquire those things through battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool.
Definitely.
No, že updatenú hlavne ten launcher,
Yeah.
Enjoy, víš co.
Now I told these people to go in a different direction. They're gonna. I might have to murder them.
You don't listen.
I think
And it's not because they're following us, right, and messing up the recording. It's because we're in a PVX world. We're competing
Exactly.
over limited
Yes.
resources, right?
Yes, that's right. I think
Or
we
we
all
just don't like
flag up.
we just don't like the cut of their jib. There's.
I think
don't never need a-
I think
never need a good reason.
we flag up and we
Just a reason.
we do a little red wedding here.
Yeah.
Oh,
There is only enough room for our party. Sorry, friends. All right, let's take a look.
Who's the first? Oh, okay. That's the first target, apparently.
Steven, ich proste zabije.
All right, the next one.
Steven.
Gotta bring him
Tam
down.
naklikne a vyrúbe.
He didn't fight us. We're getting corruption baited.
Oh no, I need heals. I need heals. I got
Zo
this
Stevena niekto
Lulu
zoberie
guy.
nejaké legendárky
I got
tu a
Lulu.
teraz.
Okay, they're fighting us, so we can kill him now. with impunity.
Okay, all right. Murder, death, kill. Almost. Oh, I'm flying. Whoops. Oh, this is kind of unfair.
Steven.
You're flying.
Yeah, I didn't even know I was
Okay.
flying still.
All right,
My
I'm gonna wipe some corruption.
Let
Steven.
me. I gotta murder this person first. Guys, we're not normally this blood hungry. I tried to warn them. All right.
Some of us.
I need to take their stuff though. Let's see. Steal that. Nice. These are
Steven.
nice goods here.
This guy just jumped into the lava.
Ja, toto je človek, ktorého presne
Oh, the
potrebuje.
guy,
To je
the guy
ono.
committed seppuku?
Yeah.
This is it,
Sudoku.
baby.
Is it Sudoku or seppuku?
Toto je náš Ježiš.
Okay, where are we going here now?
Sudoku's like a
So-
math game.
so Stephen, if you could you by chance bring us to that bridge that we kind of left off at?
Oh, really? Yeah, I could totally do that. Where do you want me to go? The
Yeah,
bridge?
follow my little. Yes, please. The one that's by where we were just at.
Ooh, that was
Okay.
close. That was close, Bill.
All right, I'm going back to this bridge location.
Would that have been bad if I fell in the lava?
Okay, I'm gonna summon you
Try it
guys to
out.
me. I'm gonna summon you guys to me. Don't jump off here. Careful.
Hey,
Oh no, the auto run! The auto run!
What have you done? I'm gonna bring
was
you
a
back.
fool.
I'm gonna bring you back.
Thank you.
Okay.
oh, there's a big beastie down here.
Na
Hey,
akej
there's a
50-ke,
dude here that's
Čalesko?
flagged.
My 25 level max,
Murder.
akej 50-ke?
Oh my god.
And he's dead.
Perfection.
And his horse is dead too. Oh, you didn't have to kill the horse.
Yes, you do.
Okay. Let me see if he has any good stuff. Oh, okay. All right, cool.
Ne, Čalesko.
Oh, there's another person.
Tam je samozrejme predpokladané, že potom sa tam bude to navyšovať.
Kill foe too. This is
Ale ja si
quickly
myslím, že pri
becoming a
release tam
problem.
možno
Oh my
bude
goodness.
25 alebo
Yeah,
nejaká
follow the
30
I
alebo
don't know
niečo
if this
také.
is sustainable.
To mi ide skoro to, ako to bude rozhodené na to.
Okay, hold on.
Okay,
There we
well,
go. We got him. We got
Oh,
him.
I'm back.
To má Mák také ability.
We're gonna have to-
Mák
we're gonna
má
have to
také
make like a
ability,
tree and
ale
move here real
lietať
quick.
nemôže,
Let's do that
akoby...
real quick, yeah.
Nemôže, že...
So let's
Like
go.
no health.
Oop.
Ooh.
What is going on with my heels?
Oh, it's because he's
Great spell, sword, neat.
Oh, you need to control F if you want to heal flag players.
Let's head towards the flame elemental room, or
Okay.
or the Bella Smasher room, and we can just go down and head towards the puzzle room. Or that'll be
I'm following
perfect.
you.
Puzzle
Let's go
room.
with Jess.
Oh, we're just gonna leave this.
We're just gonna
Yeah.
abandon
just
the tank here.
yeah. Come on, let's go, tank. We gotta move. We got reds in the party. Okay.
So after you kill the Bella Smasher, there's another boss downstairs, the Flame Elemental, which both of them will drop
him to sleep.
pieces for later.
I saw that.
Uh,
Planendorf just got destroyed.
I did.
Suicide up,
Oh
Planet.
no, the
Suicide
cleric.
up.
Cleric.
No. Here we go.
Well, we can pause.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
You're good.
hey, what's hey.
Where's that?
You're good. You're good.
Já myslím, že ty moby jakoby jsou trochu problém.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
So
We've successfully made our way now to an area where we are just a group alone. Let's kill this last thing.
Tam nějaká novinka na tom Discordě? Není.
So after players
Počkej,
kill the
could I have
Bella
everyone
Smasher,
Počkej! Launcher
their
now!
secondary
Počkej, ono to
boss
písali. Moment,
is
moment,
downstairs
moment, moment.
is the Pyro Elemental, which is the untended flame. Afterwards, players will have to come down here to approach the puzzle room to progress the dungeon.
Ooh, where's that at? Let's go.
Yeah.
Are you just gonna give away all the spoilers?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's true.
Look.
Spoiler warning.
I love the lava.
Wait, you said puzzle. This isn't jumping again, is this?
Don't worry about it. We'll be fine. We'll be
Oh
fine.
no, Jess!
Bill and Maggie are shook to their very core.
Are we jumping puzzle?
Že vraj ešte nie sú server loginy available,
That was gonna be part of this.
ale že vraj
Yeah.
authenticatenúť do launcheru sa máme, či čo?
Where are we going?
So after we kill this guy,
Steven niečo
puzzle room is
píše.
in here.
Okay. Oh, I see.
Steven niečo píše na
There's an
main
unruly
Discord.
flame here.
Yes. These are the mobs that will engage us once the bridge is open. So if you see right here, check out this puzzle, Stephen.
Okay. From ash to stone, from stone to tide, the path of safety lies inside. Ooh, I like that. That's so good. Nice job. Jess, did you come up with that?
Yeah, I actually used it for one of
On tam
my
napísal to
D&D
isté.
sessions. And players took a hot minute to solve a 5-year-old puzzle, but as you can see from these little sparkles, a bridge will
Všetci
rise right
klikneme
here.
naraz? No jo, no.
Oh, did you complete the puzzle?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh wait.
Oh, God.
Ouch. Ouch.
Wait.
Hey.
Nope. Oh, God.
Are we sure that's a bridge?
And I died.
It is definitely a bridge, but a little bug may have caught in there real quick. You may have to jump across.
It was still hot.
Big
Oh, no.
Battle of Endor vibes right there.
Prihlasuj, testujeme.
Oh, no.
Bude mať dane za citizenship.
The unruly flame.
Ja sa
Destroyed.
snažím, ale nejde to
I
ešte.
got destroyed by the bridge. Here.
To ešte
I know what
reštartnem
to do.
raz.
I know what to do. Hold on.
Moment.
Let me. Is Luperza still alive?
Yeah, both Maggie and I were like,
Yeah, I'm
we'll see
reviving.
how this goes. We'll see
Yeah,
how
I was
they
like,
do.
I'm not gonna go across this bridge. I'll let you be first.
Okay, I know what we can do. So, guys, you're gonna see a little bug, right? We're gonna get that
Nie,
fixed
ani
today.
nejde,
Don't
ako by
worry, it'll be
toto.
fixed before tomorrow.
Yeah, you're reviving at your target location, so you just keep dying when I revive.
Mne to
I am just gonna
autentikovalo,
fly
tam
over
máš
here so we
byť.
can keep checking out the dungeon.
No
But
jasný, no.
welcome to Alpha 2. Sometimes there are some bugs. Let me go ahead and summon you all to me.
Ja to mám v
Including
tejto
horses.
phase, no, enjoy.
I call it extra spice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
definitely some extra
It's
spice.
a perfect
Už
showcase
soon.
that if you die in the lava, good riddance.
Yeah. We'll get that fixed. We just need to put a flat plane with that
Yeah.
bridge.
I'll definitely
vyzerá to
fix
tam
it.
brutálne.
I'm gonna put like a little higher elevation for it, but definitely will be fixed today.
All right. So we got Gingerek coming up. And then I think we can probably pick up. I love the interaction though. The puzzle. It's not quite a jumping puzzle. It's a death puzzle with. Is there any rhyme or reason to the sequence that you need?
Yes. So the reason why I chose that kind of that riddle-esque thing, because this is considered, it was considered like a safety precaution for the Dünir to get across the slag depository for, let's say, not quality weapons or armor, which is what that room is for. So if for some reason the lava overwhelmed or overflowed because of all of the melted down armor and weapons, they would be able to access that riddle, which is like a control panel, to get across the depository.
That's cool. I like that.
Anaphylaxis and Trost need a summoning.
Yes,
Oh,
please.
do you guys
we
need?
have to
I'm
have
sorry.
this shrine.
I'm so sorry. Let me bring you guys here.
Thank you.
I pulled some of you back as well. Up
Oh.
and
Oh.
Jess is down. Perza
I
is
don't like the sounds of
injured.
where I'm loading.
Yeah. Okay. We can get Jess up here.
Okay.
That's just payback for the bridge, Jess.
I know.
Little
It's
Perza
karma.
wanted you to die.
I was trying to summon them.
Oh no. We almost got this dude.
Ooh,
Alright, there we go. We're good.
nice. Please, the res.
We got Jess up. Alright, now obviously, Jeremy, when we talk about these types of open world dungeons,
sa mi to
there are
netočí
going
zase,
to be some
ale-
rooms that are perhaps a bit better from
Ale
an
nič.
experience and or drop perspective, as well as some named mobs, which we're going to see here in a little bit, that players are going to be, contending for, right? Because that's the scarcity
Right.
that exists.
This just put in. We have 3 mini bosses. Bellow
Yeah.
Smash being one of them, and then several named. So we'll run
Píše,
into
že
some of
máme
those.
byť akoby v
Those
tejto
are,
fázi ready, no. Tak
your
sme
new
ready,
targets,
Steven.
Your reasons for coming here. And Mike and Econ team have looted these guys up. So come on in and get all your gear here.
We're actually approaching a room that has one of the named Bobs, the Dünir Tavern. That's up this bridge and entering that we'll be able to get some good gear.
Yeah, it's the break room for the workers back in the day. So the cast masters. there.
Toren
Is
administrátor.
this Torin Administrator?
Well,
Ne, to
Torrens
jsou-
took over the place for
Ah.
a while.
For the
Ah,
bureaucratic nonsense.
Got it.
Yeah, during the height of the Great War of the Undying, they forced the dwarves and humans here to work for them while they occupied it.
Okay.
There's a lot of
Nice.
narrative backstory to learn while you're exploring this.
And we're not going to reveal everything as part of this showcase. We're just going to give you guys a peek inside and leave it to you to find all the interesting lore and different bosses that live here. But I think one thing that is... Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Whoa! Whoa!
What is this
We've been
ability?
flashbanged.
You might have went time of day shift.
Oh, let me see. I can adjust that. My bad. Here.
You just
Okay.
went dusk. Yeah.
We did. Let me just fix that. My bad, guys. Okay, I think we're good. Grab this guy too.
For everyone who is on live at this point, I'm sorry for the flashbang.
Oh yeah.
There he is.
Oh, here we go. Kill this guy too.
Ooh!
Now, you're tanking this pretty well. So this is obviously intended for a full party.
By mali ale
and
dispelnúť,
full
aby sa
party needs to be
ne.
geared pretty well because these
Dispelnúť, aby
guys
sa
are level
nerespawnoval.
27 mobs.
A to
Goes
sú
up
proste
to
fakt
30,
max level
so 25
dungeon, no.
to 30 in here.
So I put
Yeah,
the range
25
that
až
we're
40.
starting at the entrance.
The
that
true
are
end gameový
level
dungeon.
25, so it shows like progression as you're going through the dungeon.
Oh, that's cool.
Toren sa respawnol, no jo.
And now, from an econ standpoint, there's also specific gear for this dungeon as well that players can acquire.
Ooh, where did we
Yes.
Ouch.
Oh,
You just get one shot.
Boom!
I'm trying to revive you.
Oh no.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
no, we need to burn him. Burn him quick.
Okay, bringing you up.
Almost. Almost.
Ten prismatic
Oh, and
beam
he's
vyzerá
down.
trošku inak.
He did have a fire
Look
infused
at you. You
slag.
got like one-shotted, bro.
Ooh, what is this?
That loot.
So it's a little
Ooh.
secret that you guys will have to find out when we get to the final like boss room.
Ah,
that's cool.
secret.
Now, it's
Ah.
not yet online, by the way, but there actually is intended to be quite a big raid boss in this dungeon as well. Is that right?
Yes, there's a little bit of a secret, but maybe he has some wings and maybe he can like breathe some necrotic or acid breath. at
Nejaký
you,
fucking
so-
drak
Might be
tam bude,
undead,
let's
might have a
go.
phylactery, might be a dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Že nemrtvý drak tam bude. Ty píčo. Let's go.
Oh, can I just want to get a upwardly view here. Ooh.
Ooh.
Yeah, so this is the tavern / break room where, like, as you know, Dünir and dwarves like love ale. So of course they would have like celebratory stuff while in the past, and the cast master was the one
Flame
who
Stroker, to bude zase
was
kastiť niečo,
involved
ty vole,
with,
nejaký
with
one shot.
ensuring that the ale lasted as long as people were thirsty.
Jasne. Museli mať chlastu
That's cool.
dostatok, pretože tu sa robil
Oh, this
chlast.
looks awesome.
Dôležitá miestnosť.
I'm just gonna get a nice view of the room for everybody. This is a great looking area. Well, you guys kind
Brutal, ty vole.
of play around there. I
And
just want to
je to
give people kind of a
huge.
little bit of a fly through actually, as I move around the dungeon, just to give you
back up,
guys.
Watch out! Watch out!
Oh,
Whew.
It's nice that it's nice that our
Ouch.
magic DPS is just roaming around.
Yeah, that explosion at the end can get you.
Oh yeah.
this is a huge complex. I mean, how many parties
To je fakt
can this
kurva
area
veľké.
support?
Easily about 5 or 6 parties. Like when we did a kind of a stress test earlier this week, there was a good junk load of people raiding through here and trying to get past that first boss.
I mean, it looks
Based
great.
on our results, it looks like it can only support one party, right? That's all for us.
Yeah.
We'll pull this here.
Well, we are pretty much a junk load.
Yeah. This is cool. And the lava
kurwa
is
veľké.
dangerous, yes?
Oh, for sure. As you saw, the grates do that small bit of damage, the burn damage, and the lava is definitely an insta kill. So definitely jump on your own peril.
I'm trying to come back to find you guys.
Co stratil?
Oh, there you are. All right, I'm sorry, I'm back. Well, this is pretty awesome. I think players are going to have a lot of fun. Obviously, as you said, this is a higher level content. A lot of great rewards that
Max
are
level,
possible
though.
in here. And, you know, we want players to have a little bit of friction, perhaps, over those rewards and the scarcity of what it represents. Super cool.
Yeah.
Great job on this, by the way, Jess and Jeremy and
Whoop.
James.
Get back.
and- oh my gosh.
Enjoy, nechce sa
I
ti
think
zrať
players are gonna have a lot of
akoby
fun
mojho
here, and
súkromného
it
barda
definitely
radšej.
Oh, this is the guy who killed me on the bridge.
Representative of what
Revenge.
Hej,
people expect from an
tančíka
open
pekne.
world, you know, massive dungeon.
Yeah.
Celkom smooth transition z lietania na behanie, nie že by sme to niekedy potrebovali. My.
Tristan was the primary artist who
Chceš manu,
finished up
damage
the
manu,
making it.
25% casting speed,
Very nice.
všetko možné chcem, rozumieš?
Yeah, I took a lot of inspiration from Moria as
Ten
well
má
as a couple
vlhký sen
other
mať barda, ty vole. No.
dungeons from like Dungeons and Dragons, and made a solid block output and tested out some pop before passing it off to Tristan to
Ja mám radšej ten
to
damage buff, no,
beautify it
ale
and make it look
samozrejme
like an
ten
actual
mana
dungeon,
buff je
like
taký
James
ako
was
lepší
saying.
na sustain farmene.
Now, where's the one of the bosses?
Personal
Where are the
Ezalor.
bosses?
Jo, tam si to môžeš práve akoby vždycky,
No,
každú tú
we did
abilitu
not.
na bardovi môžeš
We can
mať
find
buď
one of the named
AoE na
bosses,
partu,
which is right over here.
alebo
Fire room.
single target, všetko.
Oh, is there?
Všetky
Maybe we
tie
should try to
buffy,
fight
všetky
that
tie
boss first.
doplňačky, healy, veci, všetko môžeš mať buď
There's
single,
the
alebo to. A
Taskmaster
single je
is
vždycky
over
silnejšie.
here. Let
Takže
me
to
mark
je
him.
Sounds like a producer.
brutálno. Buď dáš parte, akoby tam dáš ako 10% casting speed všetkým, alebo jednému 25%. Čo je brutál, tomu jednému dáš na 10 sekúnd, tak iba že tam rozsekáš potom, no.
Ales
to
for
furt.
closers.
I like it. Where's the Taskmaster? I lost you
He's in
guys.
the middle.
Oh, he's up here.
Yeah, I marked him
Ale
up a
daj
nice
si
little
tančíka
axe.
pekne, nebo tam budú sami bardovia, to bude v pohode.
A Cask Master. I thought you said Task.
Task.
Kazmask,
That'd be too
OK.
closer to that. to
Tam je
that
väčší
producer
doktor
you're
viac menej.
We got an ad. Trost.
Oh, the butthole.
You blaming True?
Ja, už majú aj bossa. To je presne ten spell, ten fialový, čo sa tam
Oh, we got
odrážal inak.
Master 2.
Oh God.
Steven got it.
I think we got them all. We got a bunch.
Steven odletel.
Well,
No, we're good.
focus target.
We're good. Focus. Kill that last dude.
This tank.
Here.
Steven, ty máš tam polietávat, to se to úplně užívá. Dochádzají mana, ale mi přijde, protože mají dvou bardov.
Almost. Oh no.
Somebody over here.
Oh,
watch out, watch out.
shit.
Oh, that's great.
Shit, tak to byl dobrý explosion.
Wait, these enemies do damage? Wait, hold up.
Oh yeah. The people are dying.
Tank dead,
Oh,
no.
The tank is down.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm taking
Yeah.
damage.
Having trouble.
Steven to dostává damage a zdrhá, mrdá na celou partu, ty máš ten solový damage.
Get his fat.
Prostě, rychle, tank dead, nazdar, jde preč, kluci, nazdar.
I'm still on the Cask Master. Almost.
Watch out for the explosion afterwards.
Oh no, he's gaining health.
Stal nějaký jíleček.
Cleansing his buffs.
Blade Storm.
Watch the boat. Watch the blow up.
Oh my gosh, he has health again.
Last Stand.
Dude, he is
Whoa.
getting so
Oh my
much
God,
health back. What is
Where's he
going
getting all that
Whoa.
health from?
It's the ale he's
Whoa.
drinking.
Ouch.
No.
goodness.
Oh,
my God,
dude.
Yeah, well, that happens to me too.
Okay, we gotta kill the other things then first. We gotta
Yeah,
kill
yeah.
the other things.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
I got the heals.
That is rough.
Okay,
Now we got
almost.
another guy.
Okay, we got it. Let's pull back. Let's pull back a little bit. Pull it back.
I think we're gonna get respawns though.
Yeah,
won't we?
kill, kill this cursed smith first.
Focus on one target, yeah.
Jo, půli, to zase Barn. Viděl si to, enjoy, to byl prostě ten fialový bardovský píčec, že to půlol. To přesně ten spell, vole, disseminate, ty něčo.
I died.
Guys, I
Yeah,
know you can't do what
yeah.
I'm doing, but it is much easier.
Jo,
if
jo.
you can.
Are you- okay, I'm gonna hack too.
No, stop it.
Oh my God.
This is starting getting very lonely.
You guys are all dead. All right. Well, that has been our showcase.
Okay.
A couple bugs here. and there,
Steven
that's
si
cool.
odletí, pohoda.
But honestly, this is a super awesome dungeon.
Steven úplně, tak
and I
jste
think
zomreli,
players are really gonna
nazdar.
enjoy it. It is definitely not for the faint of heart. It is difficult. So be aware, players, if you want to
Zvládneme,
overcome
enjoy,
this
neboj.
difficulty and in favor of trying to find the loot and rewards that come with this place, you're going to need to come. You're going to need to come prepared. Jess, Jeremy,
Nič.
James, Bill, Anastasia, Nathan, Margaret, thank you guys for joining us. This was a
Musíme ještě
fun
raz.
experience. I think players are going to love the new content that's in Phase 2. And obviously, as you all know out there in the audience, this is just the start of Phase 2. We have a lot of plans for Phase 2. Intrepid is going to be on holiday from the 20th to the 6th, but when we return, we are going to be ready to kick some
Když uvidím nějakou
butt and
fialovou
implement some new
dopičovinu
content
letět jiným
and
směrem, tak se
features, as part of the
neznám.
Phase 2 development. So,
Ještě vidím, jak tam zapneš to PvP, otočíš se na toho barda, pryč a nechci, keď je v tvoje partě. Začneš ho tam rupat po gebuli.
Hello, everyone. Juan. Welcome back. I will play the VOD kind of in the
You see
background,
them
so you can watch that.
Budeš mať
and
enjoy,
hopefully
ty
just look
vždycky,
at
keď
our
budeme
faces.
invitovať Barda, tak mu
We'll
vždycky
see,
napíšeš,
talk
že
a little
tento
bit more
spell
and
si
answer some
proste
questions, but, I don't
daj
know if you
preč,
wanted to
ten
talk
spell
about
nechceme,
Befallen Forge. I
ten
know that there's
spell sa
a lot of content
nepoužíva,
that we,
minus jeden spell,
was flying through. People were
nepotrebujeme
like,
ten
why is
damage,
he
ty len
flying through
chilluj.
it? Why is he cheating?
I'm just flying to give you guys a little bit of a wider perspective of the dungeon and its size and how big it is. You know, obviously, as we do these kind of showcases, you know, it's fun to kind of use those powers when need be. There's we don't do cuts, and really we don't do retakes. We just jump in and we say, okay, let's go. We're gonna one shot this basically. And if things happen that we don't intend, you know,
It was
is what it is.
chaotic.
It's all good. I think that's a more realistic you know, portrayal of the state
Ale
of the
vyzerá to
game
mega
right now, so
pekne,
it's cool.
ten dungeon ako.
Yeah,
Je to obrovské
the
hlavne.
dungeon obviously, you know, is massive. I think this is what we're trying to
Mohlo
aim
by tam
for.
byť viac
Obviously,
mobov,
when we
ale
have these large
záleží, či to bude za
complexes, you know,
tlusté,
and we
aké
want
to
to
bude.
have
No.
these large environments where, you know, there are certain areas that are better to XP in and not, and that's what players fight over or have disagreements about, right? This particular dungeon, I think, you know, Jess, Jeremy, Tristan did a great job in standing up in a relatively short period of time.
No.
And I think it looks beautiful. Chris hasn't really gotten a huge amount of time to light the dungeon.
To je mega huge,
So it's going to
no.
get much
Uvidíme,
better
no.
once we get a full lighting pass possible within the dungeon in the new year. That should be relatively quick.
And there's
then,
new
you know, we'll do
content that
some
will be coming
touch-ups
to
on
it too.
Oh, I'm sorry, say it again, yeah?
I said there'll be some new content that will be added to it too. I know there's
Absolutely.
some bosses and
Yeah, and the NPC team, you know, they quickly stood these NPCs up as well. Raymond did a great job with that. So, you know, it was a fun experience, and I think you guys are going to have a lot of fun
až
playing
keď to
through this dungeon.
vylevelíme, že ho
It's
enjoy,
definitely
no.
difficult.
Najprv musíme prejsť všetko možné a potom sa tam dostaneme.
I like how
To bude
you were
práve
like,
to.
very adamant we needed 8
Ideme na
players.
World First Enjoy.
And we were pretty much playing the dungeon with 7 because Steven was running
Keď
around.
začneme expiť, až kým neprejdeme
Steven, we
Befallen
need
Forge,
extra
tyva ideme.
deeps. Where are
Ne,
you?
musím ísť domov na Vianoce.
Absolutely.
I was at like healing like crazy.
Ale narili
That
si potom.
It was definitely wild. At the end, I was like, because I was so focused on healing, I was like, where did those other monsters come from? I'm like, did you train us, Steven?
I do that sometimes.
Before we started,
it's good
I
to
was
keep
like
you on your toes.
giving everyone a pep talk, and I was like, all right, try to stay near me if you want heals. If you follow the tank, don't pull other things. And Steven's like, I feel like you're targeting me with this.
We definitely I see some people talking about the difficulty and the gear that we're in.
Yeah.
I do just want to make sure that people know, like, you know, balancing is definitely going to be more focused on as part of phase 2, and especially when we get into phase 3, that's really where we're going to get a lot of balancing opportunity. But we have taken some balance passes right now on like NPC stat curves, player power progression. Some of the gear, obviously, we had that bug that was happening with legendary gear. Right now, we took a little bit of an axe to 3-star health progression because they were getting a little bit too tanky, and it was feeling like a long period of time to kind of kill those. So we did about a 20% reduction across the board on health for 3 stars. So
Yeah, that was a
you
couple
know,
patches ago.
yeah, absolutely.
Ja.
So we are aware of it. We're watching. You know, we're playing with you. You may not always know who we are, but we're out there. We're playing with. I got discovered in one of my little spy guilds.
Did you forget to turn on your voice, man?
I did. I messed up, and then they called me out. They're like, "Hey, man, your voice is different," and I'm like, "What? How's it different?" So I got.
I'm
got
just a little
discovered
sick
Steven na
right
tajňačku
now.
tam drtí v gildách, zisťuje veci.
Unfortunately,
ty
they
vole.
recognized me immediately, but
Yeah, you have a very specific, like,
But we,
I think I could recognize your voice in a lineup.
we are definitely out there, and we're playing with you guys. So we're experiencing this stuff as well, and we're taking these notes back and we're corroborating them with your guys' feedback. You know, and we incorporate that as part of our iteration process and balancing process.
Yeah. So keep giving us your feedback. keep /bugging things that
Zatiaľ
you
stále
find, that
please
all
stand
goes
by.
towards, updates and changes that we're making as we move forward.
Lounge game tu mám.
Answer some questions
Tu mám lounge
that y'all have
game.
sent over. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get through a million, but we will
Mi dá error
try to
asi,
get
že?
through, a dozen of them if we can. So the first one here comes from False God, and they're wondering, are we going to get chat font size changes? So hard to
nič.
read because it's hard to read for people with the tiny fonts.
Yeah, that's something that is a high priority for the UI team. It's something that's not as easily implemented, but it is something that's on our radar. We always intended for that to be a feature, and we're going to be prioritizing that as part of the new year. So
Game
we'll keep
running.
you updated on when to expect that, but it is something we want to do 100%.
And then the next one is from Boss Hunter 10, and they were wondering, are the new weapons going to be available?
Čiže očividne to
from
zatiaľ
launch
nejde.
phase 2, or will those be later on? I don't believe they were in the patch notes, so I think they're in later.
No. Those will be in the new year. So probably I would say around the end of January we'll have I think I saw an update on dual wielded daggers that looked pretty good. They were looking nice.
Yes, dual daggery, let's go.
The work is being done, but they're not yet ready for prime time, but they will be soon.
And then the next one here is when will or where are the Jin versions of the Vaelune, or when will we see those?
Oh, that's going to be an update that comes to the Vaelune later. This is like the ability to have some emissive scarring / tattoos on the Vaelune. That's what they're talking about. That'll come a little bit later. Those will have like expanded eye options to have some emissive glow within the eyes, as well as some unique scars only available to the Vaelune that show some Jin influence.
And then we have, are the Dünir keeping the flip? Some people think it's immersion breaking. Some people like it. It's definitely a controversial feel on the flip.
Salta chcem robiť skákaním, on tu
We are
dáva
keeping the
salta.
flip.
Yes.
It
No one
might be
helps,
more
but I'm
appropriate for the
in.
Nakua. I mean, that was the original intent of the flip. The flip was first introduced back in
Alpha 1.
Alpha 1. Yeah, that's right.
Sa mi to
And
točí
it was
zase.
when we had the Nakua available, I believe, then to play.
Yeah, because we had
And they shared the same skeleton between the Dünir, I think, and the Nakua. And then it got kept on the Dünir skeleton.
mne to
So we
zaplo
might
už.
have an adjustment there. It might even be an option that
Ten typek
players have
generále vie.
available to them. I do think it's more appropriate for the Nakua. I think it's a fun flip.
Well.
But yeah, it's interesting to get the mixed feelings and
A je
feedback
tam
about it.
Yeah, and long
10
term, we plan on
českých
having, like,
vlajek.
different animations and things like that you can
13
swap
českých,
out, right?
14 českých vlajek tam
I
je.
know we had emotes
Ako
and things
reakcia
like
na tom
that that you
Discorde,
could
by the way.
add.
Ne,
We
no,
sold some of
no
those as,
realm
like, an
available, ale
additional
dobrý, akoby, ale v pohode.
Perhaps it could be something like that. And then are y'all thinking about providing furniture and prop drops for free holds off of regular mobs or anything like that? Is a question.
They won't be full completed props and or furnitures. What they will be is there'll be potentially pieces that you use to construct those. Furniture is a whole progression path. That's something that has game mechanic implications and power implications for players. So we want to gate that behind a profession and crafting in order to access those power increases.
And then
It's also weird to think that a goblin's just walking around with a chair, and like, here.
where's
I
that
dropped my
chair
chair.
being put?
I know, right?
Those questions I have. No, yeah, and I think we've talked about it before, having like resources that drop and then you can craft or recipes and things like that off of creatures. We've already answered questions in regards to the rogue previously, but during the playthrough and throughout the stream, it has been a hot topic. But people really want to know, what is the current status of rogues internally for us, and like when are people going to be able to test it? I know we've talked a little about this earlier in the stream, but I don't know if we want to reiterate that just because there's been a lot of people asking.
Rogues will be testable on PTR sometime in January, probably closer to the end of January. Right now, they're still very much in active development. The combat team and Bucky has, been
Portál.
spearheading the progress
Jaký
on the rogue, and those of you who really enjoy
Jako tento portál, jo.
the bard, Bucky was lead designer on the bard as well. So you know, you might get a sense of perhaps more of the whimsical nature that could perhaps be seen in some of the abilities. But I think you got a little bit of a preview of some of these abilities.
Oh yeah, they got some people found them.
That people saw. I have a lot of faith that the rogue is going to be living up to traditional rogue players standards and ideas. So I'm very excited for it, but obviously all good things need time to cook. And this one's cooking. It's cooking actively. It will absolutely land in phase 2. And that might be, you know, near the end of January where we see some initial PTR testing of it.
Exciting. So not a long ways to potentially wait. But of course, everything's subject to change. Just make sure that you follow along with us on our news. We'll keep you updated on when those patches are coming. Same for PTR, we do the same thing. So if you're part of the PTR experience, you should be able to keep up to date on what we're doing over on the Discord as well. The next question here is from the Casual Gamer 2385. Shout out. They would love to hear more about the family system, and their question is concerning family system is more of, have we thought about teleporting in the family system being too powerful, or have we come up with another way that people can use it, or basically being able to cross-world travel? They're concerned about that, I think.
That's fair. It's absolutely a fair thing to be concerned about. What I would say is have faith in us to make sure that it is balanced appropriately with the rest of the game design.
Yep.
I think what we're trying to solve with that type of functionality is essentially allowing close groups to be able to alleviate some of the travel time in order to play together. I think there's a way to do that in a game like ours where we're not compromising the transit of materials or the ability to zerg a location quickly. It comes down to implementation. We've talked a little bit in the past about what that implementation might look like in order to include safeguards against those concerns. So what I would say is it's fair to be concerned, but also with concern comes trust and a little bit of faith that we're going to execute on our vision in a way that's cohesive and doesn't jeopardize the long-term intent or tenets of the game.
Yeah, and if you have, feedback or suggestions that are very specific, feel free to pop those over on our forums. We do compile that stuff. We send it over to development, especially in regards to that. We might even have a dev discussion down the line. So definitely give us your feedback. The next one is in regards to the dungeon that we're watching right now. Is the lava in the dungeon placeholder? Some people feel like it should be improved. I know you talked a little bit about already some of the improvements on the art side.
Zatiaľ žiadny update tam na Discorde.
Remember, art is always a work in progress. And while I believe that this dungeon looks great, and I saw a lot of people obviously commenting on the dungeon looking very good. Things that get improved are textures and shaders and materials.
Si dať večeru enjoy,
no. One of those, there's a level of emissiveness you want to see in that lava. There is movement.
Ja chcem vidieť ten bordel na tých goblinoch, keď sa to spustí. Tí prví goblini tam, kámo, tí normálne vymrú proste.
That I think is near and dear to our environment lead's heart, James. I know he was commenting on wanting to improve the lava before the 20th. But did not get a chance to do so. So that's probably going to be first up on the list of improvements that come in January for this dungeon, in addition to other stuff too. So work in progress, keeping that in mind, art continues to move forward, and you will see improvements over time.
And then the next question here is, are we going to add lower level dungeons? Obviously, this is a level 20-25-ish dungeon.
No, nejaké low levelové by boli zaujímavé.
So curious if we're going to have some lower level dungeons that people can access at lower.
Nejaký 5 level, začína na 5 levely, alebo tak.
Pocket dungeon locations. We have we have some areas that are kind of smaller introductions into dungeons. They're not full mega, dungeons like this. The one thing to keep in mind about these dungeons is, dungeon of this size and of this category, you want players to spend some time in. And the lower the level you get, the less time you spend in those levels, right? So It's kind of a related scale between time to level out and space to level in. So yes,
on
we're
this
going to see
scale,
dungeons that,
they probably
Yeah.
might not see, but we do have some little dungeons that are accessible already for folks.
exactly, that's right.
Yeah.
You know, this at level 25, you're going to be spending, upwards potentially of several days, if not a week or more, relevant to the level range of this dungeon. And that's why it's of the size it is, as opposed to being like level 6 or 7, where you may only spend several hours at that level. Then those dungeon sizes are going to be much smaller.
All right.
Dodává
And I
zmysel.
think that kind of wraps it up. We'll be here all day if we answer questions. If we continue to answer questions, but we appreciate y'all hanging out with us and providing your thoughts.
Ďakujeme,
as well
Margaret,
as,
ďakujeme,
if you do
Steven.
have any additional thoughts,
Ale už pustíte tie servery, kurva, chcem klikať, vole, frostbolty, firebolty, vole, pičoviny, ty vole, konflagnej, ty vole, blinky, kurva.
to provide those over to us. We hope to see you all join us in Alpha 2 as we get things ramped up. We'll keep you guys informed. I know we're working on resolving some issues. You should be able to patch right now, I believe. That's what we have going on.
Not quite yet.
Okay.
We're likely going to have a patch that's available for the launcher close to 1 o'clock. So if you are not already in
1
the
o'clock,
Discord, that is
to je za
obviously
20
the
minút.
best place to receive real-time updates as soon as you see them. They are a real-time update space. So get into our Discord if you're not already. Keep your eyes on the Alpha 2 news channel that's under the Alpha 2 section.
16 českých vlajek tam je, nájdeme všetkých 16 českých hráčov tam na tom serveri.
That time frame is going to be at 1 o'clock currently. If there's an update to that time frame, you'll see an update there. But we are working on it.
And then once we're fully up and we're rocking and rolling, we will post over on our social channels to let you know that we are live. So if you don't want to be part of the process of waiting around trying to figure out things or anything like that, we will let you know when we're fully up and live over on our social channels. So stay tuned for that. Reminder again that we will be keeping everything up. Our goal is to
Ale vyzerá, že dívej, keď sa na to pozrieš,
January 6th. At
16
Pacific.
českých tuto.
But we will also be having realm
potom tu máme
restarts that will
tyhle,
be happening at 2 a.m. Pacific for North American realms and for European
všetky
ones.
možné,
That
kámo,
will be 2
Nemci.
CET. So,
Nemci idú normálne to sekať, ty vole, Francúzi,
They should be coming up
Kanadenia,
Američania,
Američania, jasný, ty vole, kámo, s Nemcami tam budeme bojovať.
Everything.
So susedmi.
And, thank you for all of you joining us here watching. To Jessica, Jeremy, James. Oh, there's a lot of J's on the stream. I didn't realize that. I started reading out.
Čalesko, a ty ideš
Bill,
hrať
and of
tiež,
course,
ako?
Stephen, for their time and helping us create today this development update, our last one for the year. We hope that everyone has a Merry Christmas and a glorious holiday. Of course, stay safe and healthy. And we hope you have fun on Vero with us. There, like Steven said, a lot of developers will be popping in and playing throughout the holiday with our families and friends. And of course, follow us on all of the social platforms. The VOD for the Befallen Forge playthrough should be up on our YouTube channel. We'll post that on socials so you guys can access that momentarily. And then, of course, we will have this full development update over on YouTube. We're hoping to put that out today before we leave. It'll all depend on Twitch and YouTube collaborating and working properly. But as soon as that is uploaded, reminder to leave a comment on the development update video, and you could be our next spotlight. Make sure that your comment or that you are also publicly subscribed so that we can see you whenever we're doing those. Because we kind of pull them at random and it goes through that process.
19 českých vlajek už tam je.
And of course, follow us on all the places: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. We are constantly posting stuff over on those channels. And we have a little holiday video as well for you guys later throughout the year. So that's it. That wraps up 2024. Right. The next time we see you all will be 2025. We have so much planned for you guys next year. Next year is going to be a lot of fun. We will be doing a lot of cool things. So stay tuned with us, and we'll keep you guys informed.
Thank you, guys. Merry Christmas. Bye.
Nazdárek. No. Tak sme sa pozreli na celý live development update. Takticky to bude pustené podľa mňa 20 minút hneď po ňom. Teda sa šerif do toho, Steven sa do toho prostě pustí. Nějaký, jo, to je Steel Blue meček, setovský. Tak to by, ty vole, moja, keby to bylo dvarfka, mohla vyzerať. A to bude možno dvarf, ty vole. To vyzeralo celku epic. Každopádně máme teda za sebou jakoby ten Ashes live streameček.